Hello and welcome to FSX Talk. Now today we'll be doing about FSX and introducing myself because it's my first live stream and seeing what I get up to. Now today is basically a good day because it's Friday and I'm at college, but also it's a good day to tell you what I've been up to in the past hours. So let's start with the introduction and let's get live. Well, welcome. My name's Kane. I fly FSX every single day. When I come home from college, I always fly FSX. Now, I fly military and cargo, also transport, and I also love air shows, so that's why I fly FSX for air shows. And why I play? Well, tough question. As I've been to so many air shows, I like to recreate and redesign air show physics in FSX, and just as an enjoyment. Now, how I do some tricks on FSX, you may be wondering. When I first got FSX, I did a lot of tricks, especially in the default Ectra 300. Now, the Ectra 300 default is less aerobatical, meaning you can only do so many maneuvers and then you stop. I have an Edge 500, which is more and powerful aerobatic aircraft. I tend to do loops and hammerheads. I also enhance the skills by doing a group or a G-shaped display, which basically involves me flying with SS recorder and performing as if it was an airshow. Now, as you know, SS recorder is one of the best tools you can use, but I personally think I should be online, but I'm having problems. So once we sort those problems, I will be online. Now, a lot of you was asking about how certain things I do are good, and sometimes how I do certain maneuvers. When I first started groups, I got a question asking about FSX and how I did a knife edge in an Ectra 300 with a mouse. Pretty easy. Use the engine and just hammer the controls and stall it. Now that obviously was about a year ago now since I've had it. So yeah, some great things going on there. I've been flying fighters. Now fighters are really nice to fly. They've got nice controls, and fighters in real life I try and get and recreate. The Orange Line, for example, F-16, as we all know. I have a two-seat and a single-seat fighter which I fly on shorties. I recently did a shorty involving a MD-11 from Dutch Airlines and a Orange Lion that I've downloaded off Invasion, or the link will be down below. Now that sortie was from Valley to Manchester, and then from Manchester to Barcelona, which was a nice flight. Got some nice shots. If you go on a few groups on Facebook, then you'll be able to have a look at those shots. I also have my own group, which I'll put the link down below so you can have a look. Now, some people think that I am a bit of a nagging person. Now, obviously, this does in some ways relate to FSX, because sometimes I get asked why I do certain stuff, and I've recently joined an airline called Western Air. They said that my flying's good, but it's not okay, so we'll be working on that. Now, as you all know, FSX is currently dying out unless people have it. I'm currently getting the acceleration version, which will come soon, very soon, and Now, so once that comes, I'll be doing some more tricks, get some more advanced aircraft, and I will be advancing some more aircraft as we go along. Today is just about talking about the aircraft models and what problems there are. We have a few problems with some of them. Some of the problems are actually problem to do with the model. For example, we have a Lancaster Bomber Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, which is the Dam Busters. As we know, 617 disbanded today, so which is sad because we're retiring Tornadoes, which again primary fighter. Although was replaced and still in service with the Typhoon, 617 won't be resuming service until they get the new F-35, which I think is a good aircraft but could do with a bit more work. Now, some of the aircraft I have in FSX, I've had a load of problems with them and I've not been able to fix them. Now, for example, the Sky Raider, a really nice aircraft, in fact a very beautiful exterior wise aircraft, very beautiful to fly displays in and fly around, do better flights. There's only one problem though that I find annoying, there's no gauges, so I'm pretty much flying blind all the way through my display, and when I take up the Bearcat, which is the F8 Bearcat of the Cats family, I tend to fly in formation with them. I've uploaded a few videos and that. That's just to give you an idea of how it works and how I tend to use multiple aircraft. Now, other aircraft like the B-57 Canberra is, as we know, is the American-built version of our Canberra, which is now back in the air by the squadron, who happily brought her back to life, which is XH-134, I believe. I've currently seen this aircraft when I was at Fairford. I saw it on the ground, beautiful aircraft, beautiful to look at. But yeah, this particular aircraft I've got is not very powerful and not very fast. Now, I currently have to go for freeware because I don't have certain things on yet already. But once I get a bank account, what have you, and we sort that out, I will start to get the actual Just Flight Canberra. I'll be doing a lot of flying in that because I love Canberras. I love the way they look, the way they fly, what they were used for, and why we just great to see them flying in air shows. I mean, not all air forces have an historic aircraft. I mean, think of the African Air Force. They've modified a DC-3 to a turboprop and used it with the Silver Falcons, which again is a beautiful display team from South Africa. And I know from the C-130 and the DC-3, the only reason why the DC-3 was there for transport was the Second World War. I just finished watching a program which says about the C-130. It explains everything, so I'll tell you a bit about this program. This program was actually about the C-130. DC-3 was okay in the Second World War, but when it came to the 1950s, several air forces said they need to upgrade and need more room to carry cargo. This is where the C-130 came around. Lockheed and a few other Boeing as well, and a few other designers decided to go and have a challenge where several companies draw up a design and one gets picked for the Air Force, for a certain Air Force or a number of Air Forces. Lockheed went for a large body 4-engine turboprop aircraft, as we know the C-130 today. Now the C-130 actually started back in the 1950s when they asked for a more powerful, more capable short takeoff, fast climb rate and high altitude and say cruising speed aircraft. Now the DC-3 couldn't really climb and fly fast. It's a very slow, rugged aircraft. The Hercules was far better than the DC-3 because it got turboprops, and the wings are large, very large. In fact, you can actually take off from a carrier ship. They did that as a test. They did 48 landings, which showed the capabilities of the C-130 Hercules. Now today there's still so many flying. We have the J version now entering service, so that should be good. Otherwise, everything's good. The Victor, which everyone started asking about, I pulled the photo back a while ago where I did a FS recording, where I got Victor, Woody Lady, which is at Bunting Hall, with Abu Vulcan, which we fly today, which is X8. I currently looked at a few videos involving these two aircraft, and they're both from V bombers, as you know. So I decided to recreate a flight with a Vulcan and a Victor flying together in formation. So what I did is I recorded a Victor flight to Valley without GPS, landed at Valley and then stopped the recording there, reset, got the Vulcan and then played it with the Vulcan, and as the Victor taking off, I waited short. I hold this short the runway so that the Victor can get enough air and take off. Then I took off with the Vulcan and I formed up behind the tail of Lofty Lady, which was excellent. Took a few attempts to get right, but still was great. And I enjoyed that flight. I mean, lots of people think that we'll never see Victor fly again. Who knows, we might do in the future. Like it said, like the guy said, back in one of the Vulcan programs, when they got X8 in Bunting Hall, they said if you keep it in live condition, she'll fly again. If we keep Woody Lady in running condition, she may fly again, just like Shackleton. They're looking to get that airborne back in the air for 2018. Other than that, it's all clockworks. The Lynx Alpha are good good maker, but they have some flaws. Like with AlphaSim, I tried it before I reset my computer, and AlphaSim was kind of a pretty of a problem, but it made the graphics a little bit more easy to work on. But as we all know, some aircraft don't have gauges, and some of them ain't a complete aircraft. So I decided to test it for myself. Got a few Alpha aircraft, and I realised since I've imported them, some of them won't display, some of them will never take off, even when I reset and retry. Gauges are missing, meaning I can't do a lot of stuff with them. Smoke systems are in the wrong place. For example, I have an Alpha helicopter and an Alpha Hercules. Now, I don't know Hercules do have smokes or not, but it seems funny because I have a Hercules, an Alpha Hercules set that have smoke, and I don't tend to think a Hercules will fly display with smoke on. I've never seen one done before, but I do know firefighters still use them, so that's what I primarily use them for. Now, other Alphas like the Lynx is a very agile helicopter. I love Lynx because they can do all sorts of things, backflips, which other helicopters cannot do. The West Wing Lynx AH7, the Wildcat, should we call it, is a nice chopper. but we're now replacing them next year. Should be replaced next year by the Wildcat, which has now gone on trials abroad to see what the Wildcat capable of. I've seen videos recently of a Wildcat landing on a ship on YouTube, and it looks exactly like a Lynx AH7. All they've done took the tail bit off and put it away near the aft or foreplane of the aircraft, and they put two tail stabilizers on. Now that, as we all know, is a good thing, as we have a more stabilized helicopter, and we also have wheels. Now some helicopters, like the AH7, are more tricky helicopters to fly because you have a tail, and sometimes when I do aerobatic I spin out, I double flip the helicopter. So I'll flip it once and then it automatically flips again. I don't know why that is, but I do know that it is a bit of a bad thing, but it's also good. Um, the the AH-64 Apache, as we all know, is a great helicopter. It's actually slower than the Lynx, but it has more capability, meaning it can carry more weapons without the need of carrying passengers. Now we know the Hind and the Lynx are both multi-role helicopters. The Hind was actually delayed because the Lynx came out. Now, when the Hind came out, the British government said, let's create a helicopter that's faster than the Hind. So that's what they did. They got a helicopter, they built and test flew a helicopter. As we know, the registration was G-Lynx, painted in black. The cockpit still exists, but the body of the helicopter apparently been scrapped. But that actually reached a faster helicopter speed than any other helicopter still stands today as the fastest one, and that's why they stopped the Hind from being released before the Lynx, because they wanted to see what the Lynx were capable of. Now, going back to FSX, I do know how to fly helicopters, believe me. I posted a few videos on YouTube, so if you have a look at my channel after this broadcast, you'll be able to see a few of my videos that I created of a few aircraft that I personally enjoy flying. For example, the F-16, which have all different parts all loaded out, and I also have a Tucano, which may I mention, Spencer Lever is currently working on a model for FSX, said to be the best one out there. Not released yet. An update will come on that very soon when I get the information off Spencer about when it's going to be released, and then I'll do a short broadcast just confirming when it's going to be released and where you can get it from. There's some designers out there that still create models, but I think some models ain't as good. Like SimShed is not the one for my FSX. The frame rate suffers really terribly because I fly Tucano, so I've had to get a very low quality one, which is a T29 Tucano 5 bladed, which is what several air forces use. Brazil used them. The Silver Falcons used the PC7. I used to have a PC9 by Irish Simulations. I had a few of them. I had the F-15, the F-20, Tiger Shark, which was a great aircraft, may I say. We've had the F5. As far as I know, the F5 was not a great success in my hangar. The frame rate literally damaged the FSX, and sometimes it wouldn't open. So that's why I got rid of them. I had the Harrier, by UK Mail, which I couldn't fly. I could only short fly it. I don't have it now. I've got rid of it. But other aircraft like the Typhoon I used to have from Iris. The funny thing was they didn't have no cockpit. So I flew the aircraft, found it beautiful with flight characteristics, but I had no cockpit. That's some things about FSX. Now DCS roads, you have cockpits. You have a clickable cockpit. In FSX, you either have no cockpit or a 3D low quality cockpit. If depending on the whether it's freeware or you payware. If it's payware, you get a lot more higher quality. And if it's freeware, you get a low quality, but you can still fly it. For example, I have a Typhoon, which is no good to me because the cockpit glass is missing, and bits and bobs to see through, and it's no good to me to fly. Um, and some things I don't like about Typhoons is some of them are demos. So when I go looking for a nice paint scheme, I have to go look for a demo version, which is no use because I get a little demo box near the aircraft every time I fly, which is no good. So that's why I go for Alpha, because they have a F-16, even though the canopy is missing, I still use them. And there's another problem with my FSX, which I'm sure you people watching now would know about, was try and help me out by inboxing me or commenting. Every time I fly an F-16 or a supersonic fighter, I have no afterburner light. Now, I understand that some of the designers, they build models, they don't include that, but I've gone repeatedly and tried to find a file that had an afterburner, but when I upload it into FSX, it does not work at all. So you can hear the sound of the afterburner, but you can't see it. Now, to make my displays better, I need an afterburner flame so that I can do night displays. Because I love night flying, I've always loved night flying and will love flying. Now, I don't mind flying aircraft with no afterburner subsonic, like the Hawk by UK Mail and Simvation, where the site I got it from. Also, UK Mail and Iris Simulations are good designers to go for if you're looking for high quality mods. I posted back when I got the scenery up and running again, and where our Hawk flying into valley very low over the seafront, as it clipping the trees. It was actually very controlled low flying with smoke on. I will post that very shortly. I'll probably post a video. I'll probably record it and then video it. But other than that, that's good. I will be doing a lot of stuff where I will be making a lot of things better. So I will be working on a lot of FSX mods and trying to understand them. I'll be test flying them. As you see in the farm ratio footage I uploaded, I test flew a Yak or an SU-26, a Apache helicopter, and a F-16. Those three, I uploaded it with my phone. Now, do you know any other way I can do it? Then please comment below. Now, some aircraft like the Hornet from Simvation are wicked. I have a Hornet of the Australian Air Force in the paint scheme of the birthdays, which I currently took delivery yesterday off, and I test flew it. The Hornet is again one of my best fighters that I have in Angus at the moment. I have another Hornet which is missing all sorts of problems, but this Hornet is pure original. Flies really well, flies like a real Hornet would. Obviously with a few extras added. I rarely would fly an aircraft loaded, but I normally fly Queen aircraft because they get better flight dynamics. For example, I have a Hawk, the Hunters, which are classic aircraft, which we see at air shows pretty much all the time. I have a Hawker T7, T8, T8M, and T68. These files are all got different picture schemes in them, and I also have a Hawker Hunter of the Blue Diamonds, and that's only one file. So what I will do is once this broadcast is finished, I will upload a file. I will upload a few files for you to have a look at and have a play around with. Notice the cockpit is black, where the outside the exterior view is the colours it said in the files. So if you know how to fix that, then please inbox me. I recently took delivery of the Silver Falcons today. Earlier today, as I was watching a video about them, I took delivery of a Impala, which they used back in the 1950s, and I took delivery of their current aircraft, the DC-7, which I will need to get hold of in the page scheme. But I got hold of the PC-7 in the two page schemes, which is the blue and the red and white one, as we all know. They I would love to see at RAF Hereford or Waddington. Some aircraft that are having a hangar at the moment may or may not be at Waddington, but I mean last year I managed to get hold of aircraft seen on the ground and in the air. I am currently, for you guys who are watching, looking for a VC-10 with a cockpit. If you know where to find one, or you know where I can find a decent one that does not have a very high frame rate, then please inbox me because I could do one of them for air-to-air refueling shots. I do have a KC tanker, KC-135, and you've probably seen several photos of an F-14 Tomcat, several liveries that I've flown in and tried to refuel, or pretending to refuel with the KC-135, which again is a nice thing to do, always recreate nice flights. I do demos in the F-14 Tomcat, and these demos are the real demos. You would see the Tomcat still flying. Now, as we all know, the Tomcat is still a beautiful aircraft to look at and fly, but sometimes you have to just take into consideration that the Tomcat is now gone. It retired back in 2006, but FSX allowed you to recreate flights, especially carrier landings. Bringing up Rich, I downloaded IL carriers, which I cannot get to work. I will get an error message to the OpenFSX. If you know how to fix that, then please inbox me so that I can work on that and see what the problem is. I have several Mustangs. I have a Mustang 3B and I have a Mustang 2-seat. Now, you probably see me, or you will see me upload a photo of a 2-seat aircraft, which is nice to fly. It's the first one, it's not the one with the bubble canopy, and the one with the bubble canopy will be the Mark III. So we'll both of them for you. I have a Mirage. Now this Mirage pack is a Mirage 200 NL pack, which you can find on Simvation. Just type in Mirage 2000 and you get a few of them. Now you can get loaded, unloaded, you can get loaded, clean, or completely loaded. Now whichever set you go for, you get a set of special liveries. Now the special livery you've seen on the start of the video, or you will see on the after we broadcasted it and edited a bit, you see that particular fighter, Mirage 2000, in the black and red scheme, which is a red tail on each side. You have a blue and then you have the red on each side tail. Apparently it had the United States flag on there with the Indian face, the Indian face on it. Back in the wild, when they were in the wild. You obviously know what I mean. I'm not being racist, but something like that. I recently started looking at that shot. I got it close up as I was flying out for a night sortie. I was flying out of Manchester. I took it as just about after I left the coast of England to go do a sea sortie out in the open, photo shoot. You've probably seen one where I banked and I banked over, you got an undersized shot. That was again tricky manoeuvres to do, because you have to watch your airspeed there. Now the MD-11, I still have to fly that with the Mirage 2000, so I'll probably do that tonight after I've done the broadcast. We also have a pitch special. Pitch special, you probably see the trick team. You've probably seen them. I've never seen them. Seen videos. They do aerobatics in pits. I have two pits and I have a pit S2S Bulldog, which are great fun. The only two problems with these, I don't know what it is, but the smoke. Where on an Electra 300 the smoke is underneath the fuselage, on the pit, on the wing, on the starboard wing. I don't know if that's right, but I don't know if you can change it. If you know how to sort that out, then please contact me again. Now, the Rafale, the French aircraft, which the French will go for a Typhoon and then withdrew from the program during the development, they went ahead and went for the Rafale, which they were currently designing. It's now in service. I've seen a Rafale demonstration at Thetford last year, Royal International Air Taxi. I have several liveries. I have a Tiger, I have a French naval aircraft, I have a Tiger I have two Tigers. I also have two prototypes, one in black and then one in white and several colours. I also have the Snowbird. Now, I've looked on Facebook and I've looked on YouTube. Snowbirds actually have their own demonstration team virtually in the FSX. I'm probably going to end up getting in contact with them and start the information side with them, because I have a full set of Snowbirds. I'm looking to start a Rafale demonstration team or some sort of nice demonstration team with fighters aircraft, with smoke systems. Now, if you're looking to help me out on that, then please do. That would be grateful. We also have a SOH S2 Turbo, which as we all know, the tracker, the S2 tracker. This is the turbo version. I have a in service production, and I have a prototype aircraft. These two aircraft are from Simvation. They are in good nick. I have also gone for several other aircraft on Simvation. I've also gone into a lot of other things that a lot of aircraft have gone in for, but Simvation is seen to be the site that I enjoy looking at, but sometimes I have to resort to other sites. Now, Flight Sim, the site that I will get sent to by people on Facebook, they say that's the best site. Now, I signed up for that site and it got kicked off. I don't know why they locked me out, but I couldn't access it anymore. After a few days I couldn't access it. So I went to Simvation. They again didn't have really good aircraft. The Lightnings, I seriously need to find the BAC Lightnings. I downloaded an AI pack which said in the description for the animation. I found out when I imported it into the aircraft folder that it didn't show up on my hangar. When I realised that it was a serious problem because I went for a English Electro Lightning that the Tebet have done, which again had other problems. Slow turning, I couldn't even control it. That was an issue with the model itself. I didn't find any other issues. I also went for a Canberra, which didn't go very well because I couldn't turn it or anything. I had another aircraft which I still have, but I don't fly anymore, because it just takes up too much frame rate. And that is actually a aircraft which I love. I've always loved this SAR. I'll probably do a final flight of it soon, which will be from Manchester to Buntingthorpe. I'm not sure yet when that will be, so I'll keep you posted on that. I'll record it and then I'll put it on Facebook, and I'll post it on other networking sites. I also gonna go for several new aircraft that we need to have a look, that I will be reviewing. Now I currently will not be doing a lot of things on FSX anymore. Now FSX itself, as you know, is a lot of good things going on with it. Now I know that everything on FSX is good, and it is my problem with FSX. This is actually my first live stream, because I thought I'll live stream it first and then I'll see how many views I get. Obviously the views ain't very high at the moment. I'll keep working on that. My channel, if you have a look at my channel, you see more upload coming very shortly. Now a lot of things you start seeing me do, for example, is I will be doing a lot of other stuff that will be a lot of things doing. For example, I'll be doing more air shows. I'll be doing 10 times more air shows, so I'll be uploading air show almost every day as I've been practicing my air shows. Air show wise, I am not ready yet to do a proper broadcast, so instead I do an hour, which is from 6 to 8, excuse me, 6 to 8, which will mean I'll do a short broadcast today, and then probably on Sunday, not this Sunday because it's Mother's Day, next Sunday I'll do another broadcast. Now each broadcast won't be specifically on FSX, it'll be on different things. Like today I'm doing FSX, and I'll probably put a little bit of a live thing in there. I'm going to put a few I'm going to put a few photos in the editing so you can have a look at them. I'm also going to sell some stuff today, some stuff that takes up way too much room, and that will come around 10 minutes before the end. I'll just advertise them, do quick. I will then put them on Facebook, see if you want them. They are old aircraft boats, so be aware of that. They are old, they're not in the best condition, but some of the aircraft I've had a look in there I can get an FSX, which is a good thing. Now, I'm sure you lot who are watching um, would have more knowledge of me finding FSX because I've only had it for a short time. Now, I may, depending on the time now, have to cut it short because I have a lot of other things that I need to do. I said it will be in 6 to 8, but yeah, I'm not quite sure whether this will go well. This is, I'll say it again, my first live stream, so please don't hesitate if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to. Now, knowing that it's a lot of things going on in FSX, you know that I don't go on Facebook, I'm on Facebook pretty much all the time. Now, there's one thing that I need to do, but I can't do it. I'm not playing online now. A lot of people play online, especially on FS3, which is a fighter, which is a fighter group. Getting dark in here. As we all know, that is a good group, but I keep saying, can I come join the people who fly? Unfortunately, I can, but I just can't get online to do it. Now, the problems I'm getting is that I cannot connect to server. Now, the reason why I cannot connect to the server is I do not know. There's something that ain't going right. If you know what's going wrong, then please do comment. I'm having a problem because I have the deluxe version. I'm not able to get online for some reason now. A lot of people can get online, and I've asked a lot of people how you get online, and they said go multiplayer and type in the code. Now, the way I would normally do it is I'll check I'll always ask for the port range, and I'll type in the correct port range and the correct number, and it still won't find host. So I'm having problems there where I've had to restart. One time I reset my computer, so just be aware of that. The acceleration version I'm getting, I'll retry it on that, because I've been looking up FSX and acceleration. I do know you get a Hornet, so I'll be putting 2 Hornets together in FlyPass. I'll be doing that, but otherwise I'll be doing other stuff, like getting more commercial aircraft. So I'm going to start my airline soon. Reopen my airline, didn't go well when I first started it. It was called Relax Air. You may have seen the logo of it with Star. I still have the journey somewhere, so I'll upload that. I'll go digging for that and upload that. Other than that, everything goes with the airline. I'm currently getting a bit more experience with some aircraft. Now, the Edge and the Z50 are 2 different aircraft, I believe. The Edge is more powerful, and the Z50L, which is, I've got the Red Bull version, is also a good aircraft. I'm also having problems with the hangar, where the hangar itself is having a malfunction where I'm getting the name of the aircraft in the right place, but I'm not getting a picture in the right place. Now, I've installed all the high-tech aircraft in there that have a lot of high-tech stuff. I still don't know what the cause is. I will not be reinstalling FSX, because I've reinstalled it so many times now that I'm getting fed up with it. And sometimes I get fatal errors, which I just resolve by just clicking code program and reopen it. I'm not sure why that is. Again, I will be doing that. sorting things out on FSX. I'll also be doing more flights. Because I'm in college a lot, I'm only in 3 days a week. It means I have to do a bit of college stuff as well. So like being on Facebook and being downstairs, because I'm in my bedroom right now, as you can see, is something that I'll be doing a lot. I'll be up and down. So while I'll be doing that, I'll be doing other stuff like downloading new aircraft for us to test. Now next week I'll be doing a special live stream, which is still in the planning apparently, where I'll have someone else live on via TeamSpeak who I can interview and talk to, which will make it more interesting, so stay tuned for that. There will also be a mod spotlight, which I will need to get the filming equipment for, so I can do that. Now, I'm not sure how live streams work. I've seen them work, but this is my first one that I've done. Now, I'm going to play on the next live stream FSX, and I want you to see how I fly and how I do tricks, so I can teach you. As you know, I've uploaded a few videos on my phone, which are good. But talking about now, I also have the Malaysia Airlines 777, which we unfortunately lost. Rest in peace for those who lost those lives. I respect them very much. I'm not going to go into detail about that because I have nothing to say about that because it's just disrespectful. Other than that, we have Spitfire and Mark 16. I have two of them, quick wing. They are beautiful planes to fly. I've flown them with the King Air. As you see, you've seen a photo on my group with that photo, which is a blue Spitfire. Apparently a Cambric, a PR9 aircraft, which take photos during World War II, I believe. I'm not sure if it was a quick wing one. I know Battle of Britain and Rolls Royce still fly one, but I'm not sure if they had a quick wing one that doesn't fly anymore. I'm not sure about them, but I'll fly them anyway for fun. I also have a jet pool vest, which again, one great aircraft, trainer aircraft. I'll watch the video about it after that happened. Luckily the pilot survived, both people on board survived, where the seat in the left hand seat or the right hand seat was not bolted in properly, and after he took it up for a first test flight, after just brought it off the military, they rolled it once, the seat came a little bit looser, and they rolled it twice, the canopy came off, and the passenger went out the canopy, out the cockpit, and plummeted. Luckily he had his visor down and he found his parachute, so he landed safely. The old pilot was shot, and he had thought that his friend had died, but in the end they found that they both survived. Now that's also happened to a tornado, where in this case it's unfortunate because the pilot died. A lot of people on board died, I respect them. It was a while back, but I do respect them. We also have several other aircraft that are retiring, that I know of. The TriStars are currently retiring, which is sad because I saw the last VC-10 at Royal International Air Taxi. I also saw a final fly pass at the air show in the TriStar. I'm not sure which one it was. If you know what tail number it was, then please contact me, because I may start to look up the history of these aircraft. I know a lot about TriStars, but I currently fly MD-11s, and I'm looking for more of them. I'm also looking for a TriStar that I can happily fly. We have a BAE 146 and a BAC 111. The 111 causing problems right now, because it's half a cockpit. You're going to get a black screen at the end of the cockpit, which is not good, and I find annoying because every time I reload another aircraft, I get a black strip on the cockpit or the scenery, which is not good. Again, can be disastrous, because I wouldn't know what to do, because I freak out when that happens. I also have a B-52, I don't fly that. Flown it once, didn't work, so I'm going to get rid of that in the future. Other than that, everything's good. The other thing I was going to say, because I'm going to cut this short now because I've got other things to do. The other thing I'm going to say now is that the things that I'm going to show you right now, and I'm going to grab and show you, will be for sale. So if you see them on Facebook, then please contact me. So I'll go and grab them now. These books you're about to see are old, and I got them from here and I've read them. The first one is actually a nice one, and I've read it more than once. It's World War in the Air, and it was back in the 1960s, I believe. This book came out. I've read it twice. I've actually used it to get some aircraft for FSX, like the MiGs and the Tornadoes. Now, do you wanna? I'll show you this. If you wanna buy this, then contact me via PM on Facebook, and I'll give you details where you can get it. The quality inside is in colour and in black and white. You have a ton of information on different things. For example, if I find one of my favourites, which is this one, British Night Bombing, which is all about bombings back in the World War II. We've got all the aircraft that they used that were retired during the time. We have the Mosquito, which you find in Australia. It gives you some information of what it was, what night bombing was and what it meant. We also have night fighters. We have World War II. We even have modern day aircraft, like the 6-Day War in Iraq or Israel, and they tell you what aircraft were used and when they were used, who used them. For example, we have the Middle East Troubles. We have some aircraft that are still in museums, and some of them that are now flying. We also have the Constellation, which is one of my favourites. So if you want this, inbox me on Facebook and I will get back to you as soon as I can. What else? This one is full of everything. This is one massive Wikipedia about aircraft flights. Now, it's got everything, it's got flight maps, it's got everything. Now, I read it briefly, but it comes up with timelines, drawings, several design layouts. So like, we have the Boeing 747 in one of them. Let's try and get a good view there. So like, you have the 747, you have some of the Learjets. Some of these I'm going to try and get rid of because it just takes up too much room, and I want to start making or raising some money for a good cause, and then saving a bit for other stuff that I need to make you guys more interested, who you more entertained. What else we have? We also have this, which is a small book, but it's the US Fighters and Marine Corps, as you can see there. It's all about different fighters that we used in the British and the US Air Force, and there's all the different designs. Even got a detailed drawing of each. It tells you where everything is, what the aircraft layout is, all the things they've had. It also shows you pictures, rare photos, developments, especially the Corsair, which is the F4U Corsair, may I mention. You have the Helldiver, you have the Wildcat, you have all the cats, all the different cats, which some of them are now racing in Reno. What else do we have? We have this, which again is a big book, World Air Power. One big book, so about different aircraft. As you can tell, it's got the A-10 Warthog, which is an ultimate aircraft. Now, this book at the start, you get details of which Air Force used which. So, which Air Force used which aircraft. So, France, they've used our joint project, our Anglo Jaguar, which is still in service. Apparently, well, truly still in service. Tornadoes. You even have the F-27, which is no longer in military service with the Netherlands, I believe. They used to do displays. Now, I've seen displays of them, and I've also tried to recreate some of the displays. I'm also looking for an exact copy for FSX on that particular aircraft with base model, so that I can do some flights and that. But if you're looking for that, and it's a new edition, still old, so, and contact me via Facebook and I'll get back to you. Military aircraft of the world, again the same thing, just more detail of each aircraft, what they were used for, when they were used, when they were retired, if they're still in service. For example, the Harrier, we all know this, the Harrier was retired back in 2010. I had one of them ones on UK Mail. I couldn't fly that, as I said earlier. I will be re-downloading that one as soon as I get that done. Once I've done that, I will post another photo. This one is American Warplanes. All the different types of present days to olden day aircraft. Let's find one. P-38 got all the different aircraft, all the different colours, all the different pitch schemes. It even tells you when they were used. The actual name, it's actually got the actual names of the aircraft, because the Americans like to name their aircraft. As far as I know, it's got the flying wing. This thing, this big massive flying wing here, was a revolutionary design. We have fighters, we have all sorts. We will have flying boats, which rarely fly at air shows, except for my Catalina. Anyone interested in future aircraft? Well, this is the one for you then. Needs a bit damaged, to be honest, but still, it's still in good nick. It actually has, let's find a revolutionary design. It has this one here, future bombers. We all know what future bombers mean. Well, if I can get a good shot on the camera, you can see that right there. That's like that futuristic look like wings. As far as I know, half of these designs are only just coming back because we have more technology for it. Some of them have gone away, some of them are coming back. For example, the F-16 Delta wing, that's NASA is restoring that to flight condition again. Hopefully we might see it flying to England or a nearby European air show. Other than that, that's everything. Thanks for watching, peeps. Enjoy.